Good morning, traders. In this video, we're going to analyze euro dollar and pound dollar for the next 2 trading days. My name is Chris Forsyth from Elite Currency. Let's start with the euro dollar. As always, price is moving up, but quite slow and corrective in my view. And if you look at the last 4-hour candle, looking like a pin bar with a bearish close and definitely some selling pressure there as price is breaking above the 20-day. So I don't think this breakout is looking that strong at all. I think it's looking corrective. I think it's leaning towards an ABC pattern at this moment. So I think we're going to get an extension. This looks like an A. This ABC up looks like a red B. And I think we're going to see a drop within C down to these fibs. Let's put the fib on this swing up, because this does look like an impulse. This does look like a strong price swing. And I think this is a 1 or A, so therefore I think that this downside is either a 2 or a B. And although you see the euro dollar respected the 38 and the 50 fib, so the next logical spot could be the 61 or the 78.6 fib. So I'm expecting about at 117.25 or at 116.70 for completing the wave 2 or B, and then moving up, a bullish reversal to start that wave 3 or C, going back up again, targeting. Well, let's take a look at the daily chart. 119.50, 119.75, 120 zone for the moment. Looking at the bigger picture, this is an impulse, so probably wave 3, and this is looking like an ABC and C completed, so probably wave 4 completed. Or if we get an ABC here and then down, the wave 4 could be expanded through a WXY, sorry, like this, WXY. And this ABC could have completed the W. Okay, so we'll have to see as price goes up how it responds to this resistance zone here. That's going to be important right in here. All right, let's do that like this. So if price moves up, first I expect a drop, but then if it moves up and it makes a flag, watch out for more upside. If it makes a drop like this, but bounces and then reverses, then we're probably seeing the WXY and an ABC with an X. If it goes once again flat, then it's probably not an ABC up, but a 1, 2, 3, and we're looking at more uptrend. All right, so the flag pattern or reversal will indicate a lot about that decision around 119.50, 120. But in the meantime, we're expecting one more leg up without breaking this bottom. Once again, this bottom at 116.02. If price does break through that bottom, that invalidates the bullish ABC or 1, 2, 3 pattern, obviously, and that's out of the window. And we're looking at a deeper wave 4 correction to retest these moving averages here at 115. So there could be some intra-week or intraday trades to the downside below this bottom, down to 115-ish area. I don't expect that at this moment, but that's a what-if scenario. So yeah, let's see. For the moment, let's see. This is very fresh, so I would say it needs to probably break below 117.88 to really confirm that downside. Break below the 21 EMA zone for the second time, because it's still hanging above the 20 EMA. So although I think a deeper correction, just looking at this price action, is likely like this, we would need to break below the 20 EMA and close below it, and a break below 117.88 for that downside push to be confirmed. Otherwise, it still could find support here at the 20 EMA zone. Okay, so I want to be careful about that. And if it does show a bounce in this zone, I think that a push above probably this 118.50 zone could also indicate an uptrend continuation right away, in fact, to go at least to 119, if not maybe right away to 119.50, 120. Okay, so don't want to rule out necessarily the upside just based on one pin bar. It could also just be a break pullback continuation. So I think it depends on how price responds to this zone right in here, actually. Let's see if we find any support here at 118.25. That's one. If we do, if it's able to break above this and to the upside, and if it breaks through this, of course, then will it basically break this 118, 117.80 zone for more downside. So those are the key levels to keep in mind. I'm basically leaning towards downside because this looks like a rising wedge to me. And well, those patterns are typically bearish. Of course, it's a bearish reversal chart pattern, right? But rising wedges are very tricky, and they can also break to the opposite direction. So that's why I am keeping an eye on the resistance, because if it breaks above the resistance, I wouldn't rule out a bullish break above the rising wedge and actually an uptrend continuation. These are patterns that can fail, and specifically rising and falling wedges, I think, are quite difficult patterns. They don't always indicate a reversal. So I'm open to both sides. So let's see if we get a classical break, a reversal break, what we would expect with a rising wedge like this, or if we get an opposite break, right? And with the trend here. All right. Weekly candle, small candle, basically some wick at the bottom, doesn't really indicate that much, I think, at this point. So keeping an eye on these support and resistance zones. By the way, before we take a look at the pound, if you have a few seconds or half a minute spare time, please leave a review on Trustpilot.com on Elite Currency. We only have 8 reviews, so we'd appreciate more reviews on us. Just that reviewers, people who are checking us out here, have more feedback, and of course, more feedback on Forex Peace Army is also always welcomed as well. Thank you so much. Now taking a look at Pound USD. We saw an accurate drop at 133. That's what I mentioned on Wednesday, saying that it will probably go back to 131.75. It did go back to that target. It went a little bit deeper. It went all the way to 131 actually. So that was a correct call on the intraday break above 132 up to 132.50, 132.75. And it was also a good, accurate reversal trade idea from 133 down to 131.75. So what next? All right, so I think that we need to look at higher time frames here, and I'm still leaning towards some kind of bearish bounce at this moment as price retests the resistance here. Last week was quite a small candle, insignificant, I think, and we see price quite choppy. Now, I must say that there are definitely some candles loose from the 21 EMA. That is actually quite a bullish sign. So there are some mixed signals in this zone. That particular signal is quite bullish, actually, in fact. So that's something to be very cautious of when looking for potential reversals. On the 4-hour chart, we see price trying to climb above the 21 EMA, not succeeding as yet. And last 4-hour candle was quite bearish, seeing also quite a sturdy drop, and now price testing the 144 EMA zone. I think it's I would look for a breakout because price is in a very neutral zone. It could really go both ways in this case. We see price basically trapped almost at an equilibrium in my view. So I don't like any particular trade ideas right here, right now. But if it were to break, for instance, above this resistance trend line and show a bullish breakout there potential, then that would change things, because we see a break above the 20 EMA. We see here a break below it. So if it re-breaks above it, that would mean break pullback continuation. And I think there's a fair chance from 132.25 for a move up to retest the previous top at the moment at 133. And that's, of course, a level to be careful of, because it could create, in this case, easily a double top. So that would be, in my view, the main target for this breakout. Obviously, if there is a downside break, what I would be looking for, I think there should be some kind of bounce here. So I expect a fractal here at the 144 EMA here, or a little bit lower. What I'm looking for is that fractal, a flag, or some kind of correction, and then a re-break below this fractal. And if it breaks that, then we're looking at some kind of bearish breakout down to the long-term moving averages at 130 probably. Okay, so in that case, we could see price retesting support trend line like this on the daily chart, and making this decline down to 130 zone, which could be a bouncing spot as well, looking at the overall range and choppiness here that we see. And price could retest, for instance, the left shoulder here at 131.70. This could be a head here, so we could see this pattern play out. So we could have a drop, a bounce, and a retest of the left shoulder, and let's see how price responds there. Okay, we'll discuss that maybe again next, or this Wednesday or next week as price develops. Doesn't make sense too much to discuss that right now. So let's see if we get the retest of the double top, or if we get a break and a push down to 130 and a test of the support trend line. I think that's going to be key, the breakout, and that will determine the next price swing. All right, that's it. Thanks for joining. Going to be back on Wednesday with a new update. Wish you all great trading. Tomorrow, by the way, a live webinar with Elite Currency with me. Nenad has a live webinar tonight at 5 p.m. GMT time. Join us then, and see you soon. Cheers.